Hello students, this is Kanika. Welcome to my channel PrepBiology. So this is class 15th of chapter 1, that is the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. We have covered the previous 14 classes of this chapter step by step. Okay, so this is the last class of this chapter. Today we are going to discuss about the difference between the apomixis and polyembryony. Okay, so let's start with the lecture. If we see the apomixis, this process or this term is discovered by the Hans Winkler. He is the scientist. He was the scientist who discovered apomixis, Hans Winkler, and the apomixis is from the two Greek words, means apo means away from and mixed means act of mixing. So the apomixis is the process of, it is a process of formation. It is a process of formation of a plant without, what is the meaning of apo? That is away from, and mixed means act of mixing. So without the mixing of characters, so without the fertilization, that process is called the apomixis. Okay, I hope this term is clear to you all. Okay, so this is a process of formation of a plant when no fertilization takes place, so that process is called the apomixis. So apomixis is found in about 35 families in the plant species, different plant species. Like these examples are important. The families like Asteraceae, Rutaceae, in different grasses, Rosaceae, etc. So these all are the families in which apomixis takes place. Okay, so if we see in the apomixis, apomixis is a form of asexual reproduction that mimic the sexual reproduction. What is the meaning of this line? It is a form of asexual reproduction. Why asexual reproduction? Because we know that the apomixis takes place without fertilization. As we all see in the asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction also, the fertilization does not take place. So in apomixis also fertilization does not take place. That's why it is a form of asexual reproduction. But how it mimic the sexual reproduction? Because after the apomixis takes place, which structure is formed? The seed is formed, which is also a product of the asexual reproduction. Okay, so the product of the apomixis is also the seed, as in the sexual reproduction. That's why we can say that it mimic the sexual reproduction. Okay, so if we conclude the apomixis, so apomixis is a formation of a plant. It is a formation of a plant without fertilization. Okay, that is the form of asexual reproduction, but mimic the sexual reproduction. I hope this apomixis term is clear to you all with their examples. So if we see the benefits of the apomixis, there are different advantages of the apomixis. First one is it helps in the hybrid seed production. Okay, second one is it is one of the most cost effective method to prevent the seeds Third benefit is it prevents the loss of specific characters in a hybrid. So understand it carefully. Now, these all three are the benefits of the apomixis, how the apomixis process helps in the hybrid seed production. So we know that what is hybrid. If this is a seed, of, okay, so if this is a seed of plant which have advanced character, and it will mix with the plants which is healthy, which have healthy character, and these characters are mixed together and form a hybrid. This is the hybrid. Okay, if this is a plant which is, this is the hybrid plant which contains both advanced character and healthy character, and this type of plant is called the hybrid. Okay, so after hybrid, so it will form different hybrid seeds. Okay, so after some time these seeds or these characters in the seeds, these characters of the seeds are segregate from each other. So this is not beneficial. This is not beneficial for the farmers. Why these are not beneficial for the farmers? Because after a year they have to change, or they have to purchase new seeds for every crop. So this is costly for them. So for this loss of the farmers, the scientists use the apomixis process for these seeds, and they conserve these seeds for several years for their use. Okay, so the apomixis helps in the hybrid seed production, and it prevents the loss of the specific character in a hybrid. Okay, so these all are the benefits of the apomixis. Now let's study about the polyembryony. If we see the polyembryony, as the name suggests, poly means multiple, embryony means embryo. The plant which contains more than one embryo, that process is called the polyembryony. So polyembryony discovered by the Leeuwenhoek in citrus plant, but later confirmed by the Sicknaff. Okay, these two scientists are important. What happens in the polyembryony? If we see, look at this diagram. If we see, this is a ovule, and ovule is covered by the multiple nuclear cells. Okay, which is the mass of cells present compactly around the embryo sac. This is the nucellus, and inside it we know that 3 antipodal cells and 2 synergid cells, and in the middle of the synergid cell the egg cell is present. So what happens in the polyembryony? In polyembryony, the nuclear cells sometimes starts protruding into the embryo sac. Okay, so sometimes what happens in the polyembryony, the nucellular cells start protruding into the embryo sac, and they helps in the they divide multiple times and forms the embryo sac. Okay, so in the polyembryony, the nucellular cells starts protruding into the embryo sac and helps in the formation of the embryo. Okay, and the occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed that is called the polyembryony. Okay, so sometimes the nucellular cells or other cells like integuments also sometimes protruding into the embryo sac and form the embryo. So multiple embryos are present in a seed. That condition is called the polyembryony. So what are the examples in which the polyembryony have seen? Like mango, citrus plant. Okay, so in these plants a polyembryony is seen. Okay, so if we see this diagram, this is the diagram of the any citrus plant. Okay, so you all can see here the more than one embryos are present in a seed. This is the zygotic embryo, endosperm, nucellular embryo, integumentary embryo. So more than one embryo is present in a seed. So that's why it is called the polyembryony. If we see the difference between the apomixis and the polyembryony, so let us discuss. In the apomixis, it is a type of the asexual reproduction. We have understood this. And polyembryony is a sexual reproduction. In apomixis, the fertilization does not take place. We know that without fertilization, the seed is grown, and in polyembryony, fertilization occurs. In apomixis, seed produced asexually. Polyembryony, seeds produced sexually. In apomixis, the plant produced genetically identical to parent. Okay, so the plant produced genetically identical to parents in the apomixis because it is a type of asexual reproduction. So in polyembryony, they are not identical, they are different from the parental body. Okay, so in apomixis, so what is the definition of the apomixis? It refers to the asexual reproduction occurs without the fertilization and production of seed formed. Polyembryony is formation of more than one embryo in a seed. So now the examples. Apomixis is seen in grasses, Asteraceae family. Polyembryony is seen in mango and the citrus family. I hope these all terms are clear to you all. The difference between apomixis and polyembryony is clear to you all. This is all about today's class. We have covered all the classes. We have covered all the topics of chapter number 1 of unit 1, that is reproduction. If you want to check out the previous classes, so you can check out the links in the description. If you like this lecture, like, share and subscribe my channel, that is the Prep Biology. Keep studying, study hard, study smart. Thank you so much.